All right, it's time to go over my top 10 running backs for week 2, and we're getting right in it at number 10. Somebody I just don't want to talk about right now, but I'm going Christian McCaffrey, and this is going to be kind of like a McCaffrey / Jordan Mason role. As of right now, we don't know if Christian McCaffrey will play this week. If he does, I look for him to be a little limited just based on how Mason played in week 1. They're going to get him even more involved. I don't think it's going to be a 100% Christian McCaffrey workload if he does come back. Even if he doesn't play, Jordan Mason's in this role going against a Vikings run defense that's actually really good. So I don't know. It's kind of play and see. Got to play him here at number 10 right now. I can't stand I'm doing this. He's usually my number 1 running back, but we have to say, look, hamstring injuries, they linger all the time, and if he does play, he's going to be limited. I think he does play this week, but if he does, he's not going to have a full workload. That's why I have him here at number 10. Looking at the Vikings defense right now, they rank 4th against opposing running backs, right? We have to remember, though, they're 4th for a reason, right? They played against the Giants in week 1, but even though they play the Giants, right, I think they're still a good run defense. So it's just a lot of things that are playing and factoring into why I have him ranked here at number 10. Make sure you guys are hitting a thumbs up, though, not a thumbs down on this take, because I know a lot of guys are going to say, Christian McCaffrey at the 10 spot? Thumbs down this video. No, don't do that. Hit the thumbs up, right? We're thinking outside the box, right? We want to make sure obviously you're starting Christian McCaffrey if you start, right? Duh. It is what it is, but I'm just saying, just temper your expectations a little bit, right? Christian McCaffrey could have a limited workload if he does play in week 2. So move right along here. In week 2 at number 9, we have Joe Mixon, and boy, do we see him go absolutely ham sauce in week 1. He has a lot of opportunities to really be the man, the feature guy in this offense with a lot of receiving weapons out there. It takes a lot of pressure off of Joe Mixon to where he can just do whatever the heck he wants out there. We see this week he takes on a Bears defense that's ranked 20th against opposing running backs, and it's crazy. He had 30 carries in week 1. The dude was running all over the place. 30 carries? Jeez, he leads the NFL right now on that, and it is awesome to see Joe Mixon get that type of workload. I didn't think he was going to get that much workload, but man, if we can get something close to this, even over 23, 24 carries every single week, Joe Mixon's going to be a beast for fantasy football and a steal for a lot of these fantasy managers who took the opportunity to go out there and reach and grab some themselves some Joe Mixon. So move right along here at number 8. We're talking Alvin Kamara, and we love to see what happened out of Clint Kubiak's offense. And what Alvin Kamara was, he was the absolute focal point for this offense. We saw the Saints click on all cylinders. Yes, I know they played against the Panthers team that's absolutely cock-a-doodle, but they scored on every single drive that they touched the football. The punter never punted the football once, and they scored, whether it was a touchdown or a field goal on every single possession. You like to see that from the New Orleans Saints. We look at them right here in week 2. They're playing against the Cowboys team that ranks 18th against opposing running backs. And like I said earlier, he was clearly the focal point for Clint Kubiak's new offense, right? It's going to be a Cowboys team. It's a lot better defense than the Carolina Panthers defense. Let's just call a spade a spade. But I think the offense is going to be clicking on all cylinders. I don't expect them to be scoring on every single offensive play against the Cowboys. No, they're just a lot better, right? We're going to see if the offensive line is much improved. The pass rush for the Cowboys is absolutely phenomenal. We're going to see if they can hold up, see what they can do. But either way it goes, they're going to be dependent on Alvin Kamara to be able to put up solid amount of fantasy points. I think he's going to have a really good game here against the Cowboys. Maybe not as much rushing like he did in week 1, but he's probably going to do a lot more of his pass catching ability against a Cowboys defense that it's really tough to run the football on. So I do like Alvin Kamara in week 2. He's coming at number 8, but coming at number 7, we're going Isaiah Pacheco, a running back we really started to see blossom last season. We saw how good he did in week 1. I think he's going to do just as good in week 2. He's got some kind of motor on him. He runs like a man on a mission. I love watching this guy play and going against this Bengals team that I think that they're going to be able to win. They're going to be able to score a lot of points on, which puts them in a positive game script, which means Isaiah Pacheco is going to be running the football quite a bit against this Bengals team. But we look at the Bengals defense right now. They currently rank 19th against opposing running backs. And like I said, should be a positive game script. So Isaiah Pacheco should have plenty of opportunities to get out there and score a plethora of points for your fantasy team. If you have Isaiah Pacheco, be glad that you did. Have happy with it. I think it's going to be a good game for Isaiah Pacheco. So move right along here to number 6. We're going Kyren Williams, somebody that I was absolutely wrong on. I was wrong I was wrong. Kyren Williams out there absolutely just busting tail, doing a really good job in week 1. I think it's going to continue, right? He is the main running back on this team. There is no Blake Corum show here that's cutting into his workload. That's my call that I made. I thought Blake Corum, I loved watching him at the University of Michigan. I thought he's going to be able and cutting in some type of workload of Kyren Williams. That's not the case. He is a true bell cow for this offense. Look, he's taking on a Cardinals defense that currently ranks 8th against opposing running backs. And like I said, I put it in here in the notes. I was wrong about Blake Corum. Be confident if you have Kyren Williams. I was absolutely silly to think that Blake Corum was going to work into this guy's workload. They're giving the ball to Kyren Williams a lot. If you have him on your team, you're happy that you have him. He is a stud. Set it and forget it. Put Kyren Williams. He's number 6 on my list. Come here at my top 5 now. At number 5, we're going Jonathan Taylor. Again, had a week that you kind of want to forget about it right now, but I think he's going to have even a better week this week and in week 2. They're going on a Packers team that's missing Jordan Love. All right, and what happens with Jordan Love is now Malik Willis is there. And when Malik Willis is there, they're going to have a lot of 3-and-outs, which is going to put the Indianapolis Colts on the field a lot. And if they score a lot of points, it's going to be a positive game script for them, which means Jonathan Taylor will be running a lot and scoring a lot of fantasy points for you. Look at the Packers defense right now. They currently rank 32nd against opposing running backs. That's dead cockadoodle last, right? And then as Anthony Richardson matures, Jonathan Taylor will begin to flourish, right? Don't be scared of what you saw in week 1. There's going to be growing pains, all right? With this offense, it needs to start clicking. And I think the Packers defense, who ranks dead last, is what the doctor ordered right now. You put that along with Malik Willis, holy ball sack, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for some fantasy points here, and I can't wait to see what the Colts have in store in week 2. These guys are absolute studs. Get them on your team. Coming at number 4, we're talking Bijan Robinson, somebody that I had high expectations for. I think he's going to be leading the league in rushing yards, and it's going to start here, hopefully, in week 2, where he's going to be a lot more involved than what he was even last week. He was dominating the touches, right? There was no Tyler Algier in the backfield working on heavy workload. It was a lot of Bijan Robinson, and you're going to get even more again this week against the Eagles. I think as of right now, you look at the Eagles defense, they rank currently 12th against opposing running backs, and they're going to need him, right, to keep pace with the Eagles. Whether it's going to be running out of the backfield or catching the football out of the backfield, you're going to see a heavy dose of Bijan Robinson just so they have an opportunity to keep scoring. I think it's going to be a close game between the Eagles and the Falcons, and I think that's going to keep Bijan Robinson active and into this ball game to where you're going to get consistent fantasy points each and every drive, guys. So moving here at number 3, a guy that I really like this season, that's Saquon Barkley. I was kind of preaching and boasting his praises all off season. I think it is coming to fruition. We saw what Saquon Barkley was able to do in week 1. Absolutely phenomenal. I think he's going to continue that trend again with this Falcons team. Going against the Falcons, I think if you have Saquon Barkley, you are absolutely thrilled each and every week to throw this guy out there. Heaven forbid, he needs to stay out of the injury issues, and if he does, he is going to be phenomenal for fantasy football. He's going to pay huge dividends for those of you guys who listened to me when I told you guys to draft Saquon Barkley. Guys, right now taking on the Falcons defense that ranks 6th against opposing running backs. He showed he's capable to do with a good offensive line. He didn't have this kind of offensive line over there with the Giants. Now over here with the Eagles, boy, he's doing his thing. He is doing his thing, running. Doesn't matter what the opportunity is. If they're in the red zone, they are handing the ball to Saquon Barkley. They're not doing the tush push. We saw the tush push actually a couple times in week 1. They were successful on some, not so successful on some others. But I think Saquon Barkley is going to be the lead back. They like to run the football. If they're in the red zone, they're not doing tush pushes. They're handing the ball to Saquon Barkley. He's going to have a phenomenal season. I like him for week 2. Coming here, number 2. We're talking Derrick Henry. Now, I have Derrick Henry. Hold on. I have Derrick Henry as my number 2 running back. There are some reasons for this. He was a huge disappointment in week 1 when he went over there with the Chiefs, but they were in a passing down situation. It wasn't into Derrick Henry's role. Well, this week they're going against the Raiders team. They should absolutely blow out and dominate. And what happens now, they won't need to be passing the football. They need to be running the football. I think Derrick Henry could easily be my number 1 running back for the week. I like somebody a little bit better this week, but Derrick Henry will go out there and absolutely dominate. I think if you got Derrick Henry, this is the week right here that it pays off that you have. I'm going against the Raiders defense right now that ranks 24th against opposing running backs. They will want to showcase Henry this week. They're going to show you guys, look, this is the whole reason why we brought Derrick Henry in. Don't look at week 1 and the limited usage that he had when they ended up and saying, oh, look, we have to pass the ball to keep pace with the Chiefs. They don't have to keep pace with the Raiders. They're going to blow out the Raiders, which means, hey, Derrick Henry showtime, okay? So just kind of be patient. Don't freak out for what happened in week 1. Be happy that you have Derrick Henry. He's easily number 2 for me. And coming here at number 1, we're talking about Breece Hall, right? Breece Hall, we saw him do let's say they fed him a lot at the very beginning of the game against the 49ers, and he wasn't able to establish anything. But we have to remember, the 49ers defense is really, really good. Really good, right? So against the run, just seeing that the amount of opportunities that they were force-feeding Breece Hall is going to say, hey, look, I think we're ready. I think we are ready to dominate with Breece Hall. He's going to get a lot of opportunities, especially here in week 2, going against the Titans defense right now that currently ranks 2nd against opposing running backs, but I think he's going to do a really good job. They really tried to feature Hall early in the game, and if they're going to try to feature him again here against the Titans defense, that's pretty solid up against the run as of, thus far, but I think he's going to break through. I think that overall, the Titans defense isn't going to hold up to being as good as a run defense as they currently are right now. I think Breece Hall is going to get a plethora of workload amongst them, and he's going to score a lot of fantasy points for you. Get Breece Hall in your lineups, guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys. We are pumping out multiple videos each and every week to help you best prepare your team so that way you can win a championship, guys. Make sure you guys are, again, smashing that like button and leave a comment down below. What do you guys think about Christian McCaffrey at number 10? Let me know down there, guys, and I can't wait to see you on the next video. We'll see you guys next time.